So it might look like I'm standing on an old roadbed or a trail corridor, but what it is actually is a sewer easement. And they're very important to Raleigh Water because it allows our staff and our equipment access to the sewer system. And we're actually required by federal and state regulations to keep these corridors open and free of impediments. And we have actually 2,500 miles of sewer line in our service area. So that's enough to go from Raleigh all the way to Los Angeles. So we have a lot of work to do, and we're also required to inspect these systems and maintain them on a regular basis. And if these corridors are unpassable, then that really complicates our job. So it's really important for two different reasons. One is that if there's an emergency issue, so if we have a blockage from, let's say, grease or accumulation of flush wipes, it blocks the sewer line, water starts to fill in to the pipe, then eventually it'll fill up a manhole like this one, and it'll start coming out of the manhole top. So that's obviously an environmental issue, but it also presents a public health risk. And we are required by our permit to respond to this as quickly as we can. As you can imagine, if this corridor is covered up in excessive vegetation, or if there's fences or walls or building structures in the way, it really impedes our ability to respond to a spill like that quickly, because we have to get there as soon as we can, get rid of the blockage, restore that flow, then start to clean up the site. And the longer it takes us to get there, the more significant that spill would be. And in fact, if you wait long enough, if we can't get there quickly, then sewer can actually back up into private homes. So that's obviously something we want to avoid. But we're also required by our permit to inspect and clean a certain amount of sewer system every year. So these are critical pathways for us to get to these assets. We'll take robots. We actually stick down a manhole and it'll do a condition assessment of the sewer line. And we also have specialized equipment. This is basically a giant drill bit that scrapes off all the stuff on the side of a sewer line like grease. So we have to do that on a regular basis, and having access here is key. So you might ask, what can I do to help? Well, one of the easiest ways is to just do an inspection of your property if you're a property owner, and look for something like a manhole, and that's an obvious sign. That means there's going to be an easement around there somewhere. And another thing you can do is if you're a homeowner, you can pull your deed and look at the plat, and an easement should be recorded on there, so you'll have an idea of where it is. And we ask you to, of course, keep those easements clear of impediments that might slow us down and reacting to a spill or something like that. But we also try to work with homeowners as well, and we have an encroachment process that you can apply for if you go to RaleighNC.gov and search sewer easements. That webpage will tell you all about what you can do, you can't do in an easement, and the encroachment application process. So really want to thank you for your help and appreciation here. And again, this is about keeping the sewer and the sewer line and protecting the environment and public health.